design a plan. You have a design outcome, and you put your effort, your actions in together in the best way to achieve the outcome. For example, most people they plan on vacations. Like it is better than if they just choose a random destination, arriving there and book the first hotel that they see, and just imagine that what would you like to see in that destinations, and or you just wandering around aimlessly. And market media plan is kind of like that, like you want to promote a brand or you want to launch a new product campaign to push sales. So you need to set your objective or goals, like how many sales you want to increase, and who are you going to talk with, who is your target audience. Advertising is very expensive. You don't want to waste your money, or you don't want to put in a situation that don't know where your money is gone. So the goal is to minimize the cost as low as possible. So after the strategy, the action that you execute, you need to evaluate how effective these strategies are, and like how much you gain from this investment. Next, I will discuss the key terms. So media objective is the goals that we want to achieve with specific media strategies. Each plan of action designed to attain these goals. Medium is about the available delivery system. For example, broadcast media, print media, or direct mail, and so on. Media vehicles is the specific carrier within a medium category, which is you measure how many audience that at least see your advertising once in a given period of time. Coverage refers to a potential audience that receive the message through a vehicle, while reach refers to an actual audience delivered, and coverage is related to a potential audience. And frequency is measure the number of times that one audience they see your advertising in a specified period. So after you have an overview or big pictures about media plans, so you like raise a question like, how do we do media plans? So to develop a media plans, we have 4 stages. The first stage is market analysis. It's about identify your target audience, identify internal and external factors, and where we should promote the ad. The second is to establish media objective. And after we set our goals, we need to take action. We need to implement strategy like include these small factors, and the final is we have to evaluate how effective our strategy are and how can we improve from that. So as I mentioned before that, I will apply the Pepsi case here. So I will like analyze the overall situations. Like Pepsi, as you know, is the rank in second place in soft drink markets behind the Coca-Cola. And from 2003 and 2008, it's experienced 2% decline in market share, because at that time the consumer they care more about their health. So you know, sweet drink is caused a lot of disease, for example, obesity. And in 2009, Pepsi compete very intensively with the Diet Coke. At the Diet Coke and Pepsi, they have the same market shares, about 9.9%. So Pepsi need to take a plan, to take a strategy or action not to lose their market share to its competitors. The first stage is market analysis. So we need to answer those key questions like to whom shall we advertise. We need to define target market from situation analysis, or can gain information from working with the client, marketing department, or creative directors. And we can take a secondary sources from SMRB or MRI. In reality, media planners, they concern with the percentage figures and index numbers more than with the raw numbers. So to calculate the index equal to percentage of users in a demographic segment divided by percentage of population in the same segment multiplied with 100. Next, we need to figure out what internal and external that may influence the media plans. Internal is about the size of media budgets and managers and administrative capabilities of the organization of the agencies. So external is about the economic, for example, the rising cost of media or the changes in the technologies and the competitive factors. The final is we should figure out where we promote our ad in a geographic. So we can use the buying power index, or BDI's mean brand development index, and CDI's mean category development index to measure where we should promote. So in Pepsi case, they figure their target consumer for Pepsi is males aged from 18 to 34. Why males? Because it find out that males have a higher index than the females, mean they use more Pepsi than females, and why lower education level, just secondary education, and lower income male, they use more Pepsi. But while narrowing down their targets, it would be an unwide decision, so they open up widen their target audience male is from 18 to 34. And the way to promote, they choose the Northeast, it has a highest index and the most logical reason for them to focus on their advertising. So next, after we market analysis, we need to establishing media objective. For example, Pepsi, they plan to achieve the goals of increasing the market share by 2.5 points from 9.9% to 12.4%, and they want to prevent Diet Coke from taking their second place spot. And to obtain this goal, they consider it would be sufficient to increase their budget by 25%. So why overtaking, another goal of them is to take the leading position in the market share of Coca-Cola, but this right now is not a realistic goal. After you analyze the situation, the market, and set your goal, you need to developing and implement the media strategies. So in media mix, you need to choose your communication channels such as newspaper or website, and target market coverage means you want to cover the whole market. You want your audience can see your advertising. in a specific geographic region. And the next is scheduling. Like obviously that media marketer, they want their audience to like always see the advertising all the time, to keep remind them about their brand. So there are three methods to like how often do they put their advertising. The first is continuity. It means the continuous pattern of advertising. Like you put your advertising every day, every week, or every month. And the second is flighting, is about the regular schedule. Like you pick up your advertise more in a pickup season, but some month or some season you advertise less. And the first thing is a combination of the two first methods. So next is reach and frequency. Reach means that the number of people you touch with your marketing message. And frequency means the number of times you touch each person with your message. You know that context of the medium in which the ads is placed may affect viewer perception. For example, their emotion, their thinking may affect their awareness. And in the media strategy, they need to be flexibility. For example, about the market opportunity, like your company can launch a new media vehicle to like get more customer segmentations or to push sales. Or it's very important to change in media or media vehicle because the technology change, so we need to like management of change every time. The final is budget consideration. Is about how well it delivers the message to the audience with the lowest cost and the least waste. So budget considerations, we have two costs. The first is absolute cost, is the actual total cost required to place the message. The second is the relative cost. CMP is mean the how much cost do you pay to put your advertise, like to have 1,000 audience see your ad. And CPRP is mean how much you pay to have reaching 1% of the target audience that see your ad. And daily inch rate is mean the cost per column inch of the paper. It's applied mostly for the newspaper or the magazines. So in Pepsi case, they use the magazines, newspaper, internet, radio, televisions to communicate, to deliver message to your audience, target audience. And you can see that they spend like 70% of their media on the television to reach their customer. So about the targets or reach and frequency goals, like they plan to reach 70% of their target audience on average of 6 times from the April to June. This is the important period in their company. And about the budget, they intend to increase 25% in budget. This reflects the 25% increase in their market share. So the next is BDI and CDI. BDI is so the strength of your brands for reasons. You can calculate BDI by, for example, the percentage of brand in total US sales in market divided by percentage, total US population in market, and multiply with 100 to see how strong your brand is. And the category is the same as BDI, it just changed their number. And here you can see that Northeast very potential market for Pepsi to invest in. It have both BDI and CDIs above 100. It means that they have heavier weight and their brand is so strong in these regions. About scheduling, Pepsi, they invest heavier budgets spent on the April to the June. I think here Pepsi, they apply a personal methods in scheduling to advertising. Reach and frequency, because Pepsi is a national brand, so they plan to cover the entire country. But however, they focus on the Northeast and Midwest region because it has a high index and high reach. So after you set your goal, you do execute your strategies. You need to evaluate how well did this strategy achieve the media objective and how well did this media plan contribute to obtain this overall marketing and communication objective. So the final is problem is the media planning. Insufficient information. It means that the some data cannot be measured, or it is too expensive to measure them, and sometimes data is old and outdated. It cannot be applied for a present situation. And the lack of information occurs very often for small advertisers. And small advertisers, they even cannot afford to buy the information because it's very expensive. The second is time pressures. Time pressure means that like your company always scared of the action taken by your competitor. You scared that your competitor take a fast mover or first mover than you. So managers, they always stress about this, and sometimes they make decisions without properly planned, so it leads to a wrong decision. Inconsistent terminologies mean that like in your company you have many products, you have different way or different medias, vehicle to communicate. It may complicate how you calculate your cost there. So also to measure the effectiveness is very difficult, but it's better if you do than you doing nothing. So thank you for your listening. We go to a Q&A. This is my reference. Okay.